we did a lot of investment in reanalyzing our fertilizer models for growing sugar beets and found that we could grow the same amount of sugar beets and maybe better quality sugar beets with a lot less nitrogen. But just because we can show that in 110 square feet doesn't mean it's going to work on 110 acres. So having those funds from the Western SARE program allowed us to try it at scale, improve scalability, and eliminate some of that risk for growers. Western Sugar Cooperative applied for the grant and received it directly. So as a technical expert within the cooperative, I qualified as the professional to apply for the Western SARE grant on behalf of our farmers. Historically, our fertilizer models have focused on optimizing yield. So growers put down a certain percentage of nitrogen per ton of expected yield.
20, 30 years ago, nitrogen fertilizer was much, much cheaper than it is today. I heard stories of the local co-op, and it's like, how do those guys grow so many tons of beets? And he goes, well, we spread fertilizer. It looks like it snowed out there. So, I mean, they're putting a lot of nitrogen down to make sure we could get the maximum tonnage possible per acre. And that idea is reversed completely now to the maximum sugar per acre, pounds of sugar per acre.
And sugar beets have a complicated relationship with nitrogen. Too little and you're not going to optimize yield, too much and you're going to reduce the sugar content and quality of the sugar beet. So in looking at these models through the lens of recoverable sugar per acre, we realized we could apply a lot less fertilizer and grow a better quality crop.
When Rebecca Larson came to us and asked us to do this, we took a sprinkler that we were planning on putting in sugar beets and we divided it into 4 different strips, which we had a check and then a test strip. So we had 4 different strips to look at to try to make the test as fair as possible. And when we got done, we found that our less nitrogen fertilized beets were better per acre than the ones that we put more fertilizer on. We got 900 pounds more sugar per acre, which doesn't sound like much, but it makes a lot of difference. And our increased revenue was $250 an acre, which that's a big chunk when it comes to the bottom line.
So we tried it on 5 farms in 1 year. That's what we were able to accomplish with our Western SARE grant. And I would say overwhelmingly, it was successful. So out of the 5 locations where we tested this, 3 of them saw an increase in sugar yield per acre, averaging about 700 pounds more sugar per acre. And they were saving about $181 in total from fertilizer and having a better crop. We had 2 locations that didn't pan out. One of them was because the fertilizer wasn't applied at the right timing. The other one is because we didn't anticipate the timing of the application of the original fertilizer impacting total nutrient use efficiency. But 3 out of 5 locations were pretty cut and dry. Through our life cycle assessment, we understand that 50% of our product carbon footprint is from the manufacturing and application of nitrogen-based fertilizers. So cutting fertilizer 20% can cut our total greenhouse gas emissions by 10%. That's a pretty significant immediate and permanent carbon reduction.
We reduced our greenhouse gases on our test plots by 10%, or almost a ton per acre. So that is a significant amount, I think, over if we would spread that out through all the sugar beet acres that we have.
For any farmer in the United States right now, they're lucky to be making a profit at all. When they do make profits, they're very narrow net margins.
We're struggling right now in Western Sugar territory from excess rain. So when one area of Western Sugar suffers, like now it's Montana, Wyoming, that affects our bottom line because we are now all, one co-op. If we miss processing some beets in Wyoming or Montana, any of the factories that we are, own as a co-op, we all suffer in that bottom line when the year's over with.
So any time that we can reduce input costs for a farmer and at the same time potentially improve the productivity of their farm, it's a natural win-win for farmers, and it's something they're very open to adopting. I would say Western Sugar Cooperative definitely accomplished their goal with these Western SARE funds, and we've used the preliminary data that we got from the Western SARE project to get a couple of additional larger scale federal grants. So that was a huge piece of this puzzle for us, where now we're enrolling another 100 growers over the next 4 years to continue to test this new model.
It's important to us because we do care about the environment, and anytime we can reduce our greenhouse gas emissions, we're going to take advantage of that. Plus the fact that we operate on a really thin margin, and when we can grow that margin just a little bit, we're interested in trying.